Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sabans, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And Kwame Brown is back at it again. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. So about 2 weeks ago, the Kobe disrespect had reached a fever pitch. We were getting into the territory where now we had former players now jumping in on the Kobe disrespect and talking about, oh, well, if I had Shaq, I'd be this. And if I had this, I'm not going to be that. Not going to have this, I'm not going to be that, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yo, this is getting out of hand, right? They're like, this is getting out of hand. But then LeBron had did something. I think we're reacting to the comments when Kevin Durant went on his show and he made the comments about Michael Jordan, like some players play 23 years while others got to take a break and come back. And I'm like, yo, bro, his pops died. So Kwame went off on him for that. So just this morning in the afternoon, I was searching through the internet, and there was a clip that was going viral of Kwame Brown absolutely deep frying Tracy McGrady. Now, why would Kwame be doing this? Because Tracy McGrady, about 2 months ago, alongside Gilbert Arenas, went on ESPN First Take, alongside Stephen A. Smith, Molly Carum, and Jay Williams, and started coming up with this thing of, if you don't think if I had Shaq, I could have won 3 titles, I could have did this, I could have did that. When T-Mac said that, Kobe fans and some NBA players came for him, bro. And they came for him in droves. Now, I don't know what set off Kwame in this particular instant, but when I started watching the video initially, he was reacting to some comments that T-Mac made about him back when the Lakers pulled off that trade for Pau Gasol from the Memphis Grizzlies, and Kwame Brown was a part of that deal. So apparently Kwame remembered that. And then he started to go into T-Mac. And guys, let me tell you, it got ugly. So what we want to do is we want to play what Kwame Brown had to say here, and then we're going to come back and continue on because this thing got gruesome. Take a listen to this here.
You ain't never played for that, and that's why you ain't never win. You want to sit up here and snicker and kicker about somebody else like you was somebody great. You was a goddamn naturally God-given talent that didn't work, you punk. And when Kobe got around you, he zapped your energy. He even said it. You were one of the most offensively gifted players he'd ever played against. He even said you gave him problems in one-on-one. But guess what he said about you? Even he said you were lazy. You would get hurt in workouts. Nobody even touching your soft self. You getting hurt and cramping up and passing out in workouts. But you want to compare yourself to Kobe now that he dead. Why you ain't compare yourself to Kobe while he was alive? So he could talk about some of them workouts y'all had where he'll make you quit. Why don't you talk about that? Why don't you talk about when you and Bean used to work out together? You want to call him your brother. That Bean would make you quit, would make you say uncle. And now you want to compare yourself to him now that he can't defend himself. You little crybaby. You want to rewrite history. Well, if I was, imagine Kwame Brown saying that. Well, if I was to trade places with Kenya and went to play with Jason Kidd, where I could use my athleticism and just run and jump and dunk and then post up, I would, and not play with Gilbert Arenas, I would have been in a better position. Not play with Michael Jordan. You think I wouldn't have won? You don't get to do that, you crybaby. You not like that. You not in that status. Were you a hell of a player? Yes. Could somebody chuck you in the back and rattle you? Yes. Could they get physical with you and you quit? Yes. You had team after team and chance after chance, and you never stepped up to the plate. So it don't matter if you would have had Shaq. Shaq would have got hurt in the final. You would have got hurt right behind him. Tell the truth. Soon as Shaq would have got hurt in that finals that Kobe took over, you would have got hurt right behind him. Soon as it was your shining moment, the nigga would have tapped you on the back, and you would have fell out like you was dead. They would have had to come get you with a stretcher. You'd have been laying face down on your stomach. You want to sit up here and talk about somebody now you dead, now that they passed away and they deceased. You niggas want to talk. You supposed to be Tracy McGrady. You've never seen a superstar talk like this about another player other than a soft, I-heat tuna, jello belly guy like Tracy McGrady. The NBA is a fraternity. You never seen guys get up here and joke and play about another man's. You know how they say don't kick somebody while they down? They was calling me bust all over the world. So in y'all opinion, in y'all eyes, I was down. When have you ever seen a superstar player in the league talk about a player like this punk? You don't see Kobe doing that. When Kobe spoke about me, he didn't talk like this. This is a punk that ain't never been around me, and if he had been around me, I guarantee you he wouldn't have said no shit like this. Because he would have went up. This lazy-ass soft punk.
Excellent. So you heard what Kwame Brown had to say. What are my thoughts about this? People are fed up. I said it in the other show the other day. The only people that are doing this are people that are not at peace with their careers. And the only way that they can console themselves is they have to make up these things. Like, oh, well, if I had this, if I had done that, if I had done this, my life would be this, my career would be this, my career would be that. When Kobe retired, although his goal was to win 7 championships, that was his goal. Kobe said he was a total peace. Do you know why? Because he left everything on the floor. He gave it his all. And when you give it your all and you put in your best, you can always sleep easy. At the end of every single year, when we do Dreamers Pro, at the end of every single year, towards December, and you're like, Frank, you're trying to put this, and we usually take off the last few days of the year. I tell Marco, man, I'm 100% at peace because I worked my ass off this year. I worked my ass off. So whatever the results are, I did my best. If going into the year, I had a particular goal, if we had a particular financial goal and we didn't hit it, but I know I gave it my all, I gave it my all. I gave it my all. And that's that. But when you know you didn't give it your all, when you know you didn't do your best, what then begins to happen is, well, it's not my fault. If this would have happened, I would have got this. If this video would have did, well, I would have got that. If those videos didn't get demonetized, this would have happened. And that would have happened. You're doing all of that to console yourself. Now, what makes this situation even more tragic and disgusting is they're doing this on the back of somebody that is not even here to defend themselves. That is the disgusting part of this entire picture. If you feel you could have had this fantastic career, fantastic. But use players that are alive, use them as examples to make your point so that they can now respond to you. But to go after a guy that's not even here to defend himself is a sucker move. And then especially when the guy was alive, we never heard this. Did you hear it? I never heard it. I never heard it. So now all of a sudden, Cats is making, oh, well, you know, if I never knew this. I never knew this. That's the part that's pissing people off like Kwame and others. Where was all of this flapping of the gums when I was alive? Or was it that y'all always felt this way and y'all was jealous when I was winning all those championships and y'all in y'all heart were like, man, if I only had that. But what's the next thing? Y'all wish y'all had Pau too? Pau Gasol too? Y'all wish y'all had Lamar Odom too? Y'all wish y'all had Shannon Brown too? Or Sasha Vojic too? Or Derek Fisher too? If you only had Derek Fisher? What's next, my G? What's next? What is next? If you were only 7 foot tall, if you're only 7'2", what is next? What is next? How about you just be at peace with what you did? And the only people that are not at peace, that are making up these ridiculous scenarios, are those that know they either screwed up or they didn't give it their all. Because if you gave it your best, your very best, you're not saying this. You're not. And that is at the heart of this. A lot of this is personal, internal issues. And people are now projecting. And they're looking for ways to console themselves. And the easiest way to do it now is to latch on to somebody else's greatness and say, well, if they did that, I could do it. That's all this is, bro. And that's what Kwame Brown is speaking to. Shout out to Kwame Brown, man. Catch you guys on the next episode. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments.